We're on. We are on.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Let's go. Why aren't you going, chicken? There you go. I wish I could sit this here on my shoulder and leave it there.
I have a spatula on my shoulder.
That's all right. Spatula on the shoulder is good. How are you?
Well, after shattering a light bulb in the living room and vacuuming it up, the dogs don't get hurt. That was fun.
Oh, God, those slivers are so small.
And today, William Barr hearing and all that, it's just been one of those
Oh,
brownies sounded really good. And any kind of brownies I might add, you can add to these, whatever you want.
we need brownies.
Special brownies.
Special brownies for us.
Special brownies. So let's talk about the brownie for a moment, shall we? Now,
yes,
you can get really into this if you want to. Some people like a very cakey brownie. Some people like really fudgy ones. Some people like crusty crackle top. Some people like nuts. Some people do the cocoa powder. Some people do the milk chocolate.
There's lots of factors that go into a brownie.
So many factors. But all I know is my mom makes amazing brownies. And so I'm going to do this the only way I know how, which is a very chewy brownie with a sort of crackle top, a crusty kind of top. I'm going to put nuts on half of it because James doesn't like nuts. And I'm going to do that.
What kind of nuts?
I have some pecans. And I'm also going to do the melted chocolate, not cocoa powder. Making that choice.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I think it makes it more like this doesn't have very much flour in it. So you probably could do this gluten-free pretty easily, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a third of a cup of flour. It's very dense.
Oh.
It's like a flourless cake, but it's just moist and there's coconut oil and so good.
So I'm guessing you could probably do the Bob's 1-to-1 in this recipe. That's what I would think.
Not my area of expertise, but I would say that you try if Debriana thinks that's what you could do, because you've been doing experiments lately.
Yeah, I have. I've been experimenting with the gluten-free.
I think that one of the most important things with this is you have to use primo ingredients.
Oh, those are my favorites.
Like, don't use scrap chocolate, people. Please don't. Okay. It's not worth it. Get some good chocolate. Okay. So this I'm using the Ghirardelli 60%, because I don't like really sweet chocolate in it anyway. That's
my favorite chip of all. And yesterday I had the best luck. A couple days ago, I knew I was running out of them. So I usually get that 48-ounce bag, the big bag. And so I ordered it on Amazon, and apparently the company had run out of the giant bag, and they sent me a bunch of small bags. So for the same price, I ended up with 2 ounces more.
There you go. That's great.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So someone's asking, what about dairy-free? Are these dairy-free or not dairy-free?
Butter is a key component in a really good brownie, in my experience, and the eggs are a great binder. Now, there's got to be a way, I'm sure, out there to do it dairy-free, and I would think applesauce, yogurt, other things.
Not yogurt. Not yogurt. That's dairy. That's dairy. I would replace it with myself, maybe coconut oil that's been melted.
this has coconut oil in it, and but only a tablespoon. So
I might replace it that way. I consider that anyway.
I don't know about the eggs though. What would you do for the eggs?
I don't know. Are eggs considered dairy? I don't.
We don't really know.
I don't know. Person who's asking this, you have to answer us.
Okay.
I don't think eggs are dairy. I always think of dairy as milk and cheese.
Okay. I lump eggs in there, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Now here's to the next dilemma. The recipe calls for 8 ounces of chocolate. This is a 10-ounce bag. I looked it up, and we have to melt it in the double boiler. Let you see here. So I'm measuring out a cup, and it's like that's what the internet said.
It should be 3/4 of the bag.
And see, I think this is right because this seems about like 2 ounces. You know, like of the 3/4 of the bag. This is what's left.
This is Lisa measuring.
This is me losing sleep over how much chocolate. Oh, someone said eggs are not dairy. Okay, wow.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
So I just learned something because I think my whole life I've made that mistake.
Okay.
Full disclosure.
Thank you, everyone out there in Corona Kitchen land.
I don't know. I'm not that. I don't do any of the special needs things, so I don't. You know.
Was that one of your fancy measuring cups? Your bamboo ones?
Yes, it was. And I'm melting this chocolate in the double boiler. If you don't have a double boiler, you just take a heat-proof bowl.
But if you want to get one, that's the one to get.
This is a beauty for sure. We've used it many times on Corona Kitchen, and you just put water in it, and so it doesn't burn the chocolate. So I'm gonna stir and melt it. Now, a lot of people use cocoa powder. I'm not doing that in this because I want a richer, chewier chocolate brownie for me. Some people do combo.
Someone's eating cheesecake while they're watching you make brownies.
Well, that's nice.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Did Bill Barr get to you too?
Good for you. Okay, so I want to just point something out while we're waiting for this to melt and I'm stirring away. We've had 3 donations to our coffee for Corona Kitchen to support us, and we are so grateful to Peggy Soccer,
Peggy,
Milner, and Patricia Stroud.
Erica, and Stroudy.
Thank you so much. You guys are just ridiculously kind. Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. And if you would anyone else would like to donate, we will put the thing.
Look, I put you up there.
Listen to me. We will put the thing on the Facebook. We will put the link. Oh my God, I'm having a day. I'm having a day today.
I know. Oh God, what a day. So Bill Barr and Jim Jordan yelling his head off. Oh, I know. It really, you either need cheesecake brownie or a stiff drink.
Or a special brownie.
A special brownie.
Or a special brownie. Okay, this is just about done. I'm going to turn the heat off because this has to cool before we put it in with the egg mixture.
Okay.
So I'm just going to show it to you.
Okay.
Camera work.
Let's see.
See
Oh,
that?
look at it. So pretty.
Oh my gosh,
it
smells wonderful. It's perfect chocolate because it's not too bitter, but it's not too sweet.
Oh, someone's saying they love us.
Whoever you are, we love you too.
Thank you.
We can't see your names.
Oh, here, I just opened it on my phone. Oh, yeah, Sandy, I had to be you complaining about Jim Jordan.
Now I lift this out, the beautiful ceramic. I'm putting it to the side.
So
I'm
pretty.
turning off the heat. Okay? This is going to cool.
And I'm just going to reiterate the reason why one of the reasons why that pan is so great is because with the double boiler, you have to be careful if you're going to home like MacGyver it like I do. You have to be sure the water doesn't splash into the chocolate, because if chocolate gets water into it while it's melting, it seizes up.
And you don't want to burn it, first and foremost. And you don't want to burn your hands. So whatever pan you're touching, whether it's the bowl version or the bain-marie double boiler version, just use a thing. I didn't have to use a pot holder on this top one because it didn't go hot. The bottom one's very hot though. So that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is going to be cooling. We're going to now move to set 2.
Oh, look at us today. Super fancy.
We're traveling. Okay, here we are, set 2.
And while we're moving sets, I will let everybody know tomorrow our special guest is Carl Frisch. He's going to be cooking.
Yes, it is. It's so exciting.
He's doing something we have not done, sous vide.
Yes, we have not done the sous vide. Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that for sure.
And we've done a little bit of Brussels sprouts, but not a lot.
Oh, here, let me fix us. If you're going to go over there, let me maybe do this. No, the other way. That way.
Okay. So if I go this way, I think I'm going to light more. I know, this is crazy. See, what happened was I was bringing my light over and I had the ceiling fan on and I shattered it. So that's why I don't have a better light today.
Okay, so would that be a good pan for homemade hot fudge? I don't know. I don't make fudge, but probably.
What would be a good pan? You mean the double boiler?
Mm-hmm.
I just think if you melt things, if you melt chocolate or, any kind of really precious or, thing that might burn, it's just a great thing to have.
Yeah.
And what's great is the bottom pot can just be used on its own. So you don't have to always just use it for that.
Right. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Not a waste at all. It's a win-win with the Mobiel pan. Proper pan. Okay, so now what we want to do is we have to take 5 tablespoons of butter. That's room
already measured.
I did this already. Pre-done. Okay, right? And then we're going to do a tablespoon of coconut oil.
Okay.
We're going to do a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of regular sugar. 3 eggs, 1/4 teaspoon salt, and some vanilla. I'm going to put that all in right now. You wait for the flour. So here's the thing. I got to whip up these liquid ingredients for at least 5 minutes. It's going to get super fluffy and change color to a lighter color. And then you add the chocolate, and then you add the flour.
Okay.
So butter first. Can you see me? Can you see what I'm doing? You can see me. Right?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. So putting the butter in.
Yes, I know there is an event tomorrow night. I think it starts at 7, which is after. I don't know. We'll probably be on the air with Carl until about 7:15. So I'm hoping to catch you at that event, Sandy, later. Because we all want our unemployment money.
Oh my God. I hope that they throw it out to the 40 million Americans who can't work right now. Please.
I mean, if it wasn't evident enough that baseball can't go back, and baseball has plenty of money. And they couldn't make it safe. How are we supposed to make it safe for kids and people to go back to work? It's really crazy. Yes, it is 7 p.m. Eastern. He's coming on, I think, at 6:30.
Yeah, 6:30 Eastern. 4:30.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
3:30 Pacific.
Now you're getting darker. What is happening in your house?
The sun's
there you are.
Okay, so I just put in, I didn't have any white sugar. I had raw cane turbinado sugar. So that's going to be my white sugar. And then I had brown sugar. So that's what I'm doing because that's what I have.
Okay.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
Yes, it does. It sounds very much like Coronakitchen.
So, I need my mixing thing. Okay, talk amongst yourselves.
So, yes, the event tomorrow night is a town hall with Jamie Raskin and Ben Cardin and somebody else, I think. We're all talking about our unemployment and trying to make Congress step it up. So we have some money out here.
How about this? Just give it down. Okay? How about that?
That would be a good start.
Okay. This is starting to mix the butter and the sugar.
Okay.
I'm going to put the eggs in while it goes.
Okay, when you stand over there, I can barely see you. Come on this side. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, Chris Van Hollen? That's who it is. Yes, I love him. Yeah, Jamie Raskin killed it today. He was great. Some of the Democrats were stellar in their questioning. It was making Bill Barr a little uncomfortable, I have to say. So how many eggs was that? 2 or 3?
3 eggs, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract.
Okay. I am getting ready to make some. I think I'll do that on the air with you guys sometime soon. I have, oh my God. We went to Costco yesterday. David found a giant bottle of Knob Creek, which is his favorite bourbon. That was like twice the size of his regular bourbon for like $3 more. So I may have to make my vanilla this year with bourbon. Usually I do it with a vodka, but oh well.
Good.
It's Coronaville.
We need it. Okay. Sprouts has the best organic coconut oil. It's great. It's affordable. I've used it in everything. High heat index is wonderful.
I like it. Yeah.
Okay, 1/4 teaspoon salt, sea salt.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Fanny. Fanny's out there today.
So loud I can't hear myself think. I'm just gonna smush this.
It's so funny. I know it sounds loud to you, but it doesn't sound loud on our end.
It doesn't?
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm just scraping the sides. Get it all incorporated there. Okay.
I have one of those blades that has the scraper on it, which I really love. It was worth buying that online.
I can't hear what you're saying.
I said I have one of the blades that have the scrapers on it. Let me see. I'll show you. This is what it is. If you guys don't know about this blade for your KitchenAid, it's the best thing ever.
Now, while I'm waiting, I'm going to butter this.
Okay.
I'm using, now I know you really should use a square 8x8, and I don't have that. I have a 8x11, so that's what I'm working with.
Oh my God, I finally just bought an 8x8 pan. I end up doubling the recipe because I can't stand, I just never had an 8x8 pan, but I bought one, I don't know, right before the pandemic, I think. I was in
find one and
Tuesday morning.
They were all gone. Okay, now I'm going to do something I've never done. Because I'm going to take some parchment and I'm going to line it.
Oh, nice.
For the brownie, because then, you know how the brownies stick and it's just so annoying.
Yeah, especially in a glass pan. I don't know why they tend to do that.
So I'm going to line this with parchment.
Well, the glass pans get hotter, I think, than just a regular aluminum pan. Somehow they they hold the heat differently, that's for sure. So that'll probably help.
Yeah. And I have preheated my oven to 350.
Okay.
All right. It's not pretty, but it will work.
Okay. Well, it's hiding behind my head. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Yay.
All right. So the only thing left to do is put in 1/3 of a cup of flour and the chocolate. See how easy it is? So easy.
Oh, listen to this logic that just popped up. 8 by 11 means thinner brownies, which means less calories, which means you can eat more. Win-win.
Sounds logical to me.
I love that logic.
Okay. So if you could see this right now, my dogs have black fur, and I just did a shower of white flour on them, and they look like they aged 20 years. It was an accident.
Oh, well.
They don't care. They're just happy to be here. Right, Edgar? See? Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Oh, okay. While we're mixing, we'll do a little Edgar show.
Oh, little Eggers. There he is. Hi. Hi, baby boy. I love that dog. I don't know if I told you guys this. When I was picking up Lisa's kids from school and I had to take the dogs, Lisa said to me, oh no, the dogs will just get in the car and they'll just sit down. And I was like, oh yeah, everybody says that about their dogs. So I was totally paranoid. I opened the car door, the dogs got in, they sat down, and they never moved. The cutest thing ever.
Okay.
Well, I guess you could cut down the parchment, but Lisa obviously did not.
You know what? I'm going to. Thank you for helping me with that, because I think that's a good call. You don't want it to start a fire in your house.
Well, that's a reason.
So I'm just going to trim this down. But see, the butter makes it stick.
Yeah. Fanny says the parchment's going to work great. She uses it all the time.
Thank you. Thanks for the tip for cutting it. I should have known that. But I'm a little.
Fanny has business. Fanny, you should post your baking business in the thread so people know.
Fanny, post your business. What's your website?
Put it up. Put it up, girl.
We got a lot of bakers watching. I know that this is probably not going to hold a candle to Fanny's recipe. It's pretty good, Fanny, but I don't know if it's as good as yours. But this is the one I remember. Okay, so I cut it down more. Is that better, everybody?
Looks better.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go get the chocolate, and we're going to put it into the mix.
You know what I was reading? I'm reading the Mary Trump book, and it said that his sister, who's the judge, Marianne, did not get accepted into the Dartmouth home ec college program. And I was like, there was a home ec program at Dartmouth? And how did you not get
it? Pathetic on many levels. It's pathetic on many levels. Okay. I actually think I'm going to have to take this off of the thing. I make life harder for myself than is necessary. Does anyone else find that? Seriously, folks, sometimes I wonder. Okay. Okay, this is easier. Now, it turned a different shade. Like I was saying, you know you're on the right track when it's lighter, okay?
Yep.
It means
it's really amazing to watch the color change when you're whipping eggs and butter. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Remember when we were making the custard the other day? It's the same type of deal where you just don't, I'm just going to put in a little bit. I'm going to mix.
Okay, mix it up.
We're dealing with eggs, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna put in some more.
I know. So Peggy is saying that she's on your side. You're just getting the hang of measuring. We're not gonna, poke you too much about not putting down your parchment paper.
Here's a t-shirt idea, Debriana. Don't crucify me. I'm trying to measure. I'm doing my best. It's hard when you've had a life no measuring.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that if you went into home ec in Dartmouth, I guess it would have science. I don't know. I would have to be like some elevated level of home economics.
Okay, now that's a class I would love to take. Cooking and science. That would be fun.
Me too. I would have loved to have taken that. I don't remember that being a major in college.
I remember it from elementary school.
Yeah, I was in high school. We had a big home ec department, very big. I mean, we had sewing machines and ovens and everything, but I don't remember that being an elective at college.
You know what? I'm not going to put it back on the mixer because this is looking mighty fine.
Okay.
I'm tasting really good. So here you go. See?
Oh, lovely.
Okay, now I'm going to add the flour. Now you don't want to overmix it. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
One third of a cup.
Okay. I'm going to have to try these with my gluten-free flour and see how it comes out. You know what I would add as a gluten-free option? I might use almond flour instead.
Okay, you know what? I think my mother has done that, actually.
Yeah, I would think that would work in a baking situation because I've done that with cookies before.
Yeah, and it's like this has so little flour. It's like a flourless cake. And almond flour probably would really work. Okay.
Oh. Oh my God. Sandy, that's sad. She didn't get her degree? My friend Sandy said, my mom was one semester from graduating with her degree. She married my dad instead.
Hi. That is exactly what happened to Franny. Exactly.
Oh, really?
She went back to school after her divorce.
Wow.
Yeah. Because back in the day, the husband would say, "Why do you need to work?"
Yeah. Well, that was the whole thing with Marianne Trump, I think it's Marianne, the oldest sister of Donald. I think that the girls were largely ignored in that family. And, women were just supposed to go to, I don't know, secretarial school, or that was a friend of mine too. Her parents said that they would pay for her to go to college if she became a secretary or a teacher, but not if she went to law school, which is what she wanted to do and what she did do.
All I can say,
that was the time.
All I can say is I'm really grateful to the women that came before me. I've had my struggles, of course, in industry, as we all have in our industry.
Yep.
But, it's those people that stood up and said, no, I want to be a doctor. I want to be an attorney. I want to be a crazy contractor lady, whatever. You can do whatever you want to do. But the choices were slim back then.
Yep. And when you see, I'm grateful that AOC stood up and gave her speech, but man, there were a lot of women that went before her that she stood on the shoulders of to even be able to give that speech on the floor.
You have to think about that. One has to think who has gone before.
A lot of nameless women, people that that just like my friend who just went and did it. And refused to accept that they only had the brains to be a secretary. Not that I'm diminishing secretaries, but you know, that should not be women's only option.
I'm not that I'm diminishing being a homemaker or anything. You can be whatever you want to be. Just you get the choice. Is the point.
Okay, so are you going to trim down that then? That paper?
No.
Okay.
It's right over the top. It's not. It's right over the top. It's not.
Okay.
I trimmed it down a lot, so I'm just smoothing it out. And my God, it tastes so good.
Yeah, I was going to just ask you how it tastes. Did you put nuts in there?
Not yet. You guys, this is just like the best batter ever on planet Earth.
Yum.
Oh my God. I could just eat it. Okay. So I'm not going to measure these pecans.
Okay. Child sighting.
I'm going to put a handful of them on half because some like nuts and some of it's not. I'm just sprinkling it on the top.
Okay.
I'm probably going to sink down.
I like pecans or walnuts in my brownies for sure. Although in New Mexico, we also like piñon nuts in our brownies.
You know what? I had some piñons and I could have done that, but we're on top of the piñons. What can I say? The early bird gets the worm.
Delicious.
In the freezer, it's dog-eat-dog Darwinism. Okay. So I'm going to bring the camera over so you can see.
Okay.
So this is going to go in for...
Oh, looky there. So pretty.
Like 25 minutes. And I'm going to check it because that's for an 8x8 pan. And
well, these are thinner now. So are you going to do it with the, stick the toothpick in there? Wow, I can't see you. Where are you? There you are. There you are. Hi. Find your light. Find your light, Lisa. Are you going to stick a knife in, or how are you going to tell if it's done?
I think I've decided I'm going to do it for 20 minutes because it is thinner. I do not want it to be overcooked, and you don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's the hell if you overcook the brownie. You don't want that to happen. So I'm going to do 20 minutes and check on it. I will do a knife test. Does anybody have any other recommendations that they do?
Well, I have a very cool thing. I've had a cake tester, which of course I have, you know, the tool. I've had it for years. I've never seen another one like it. And if anything ever happened to my cake tester, I'd be very upset. But basically, it's a very long, thin metal rod, and the top of it says cake tester. And I use it to test everything. So if it goes in and comes out clean, that's the test. It's done.
All right. Well, that's great.
Yep.
Okay.
One of the first airline stewardesses. Yes, they talk about that. Actually, they talk about that in Mary Trump's book.
They do?
It's actually, yeah, about her mom was an airline, one of the first stewardesses. It's such an interesting, there's so much interesting stuff in there. It's beyond, you know, just Donald and the horror he was since birth. But that time period, it's quite interesting. She's a very good writer. I recommend it.
I'm definitely going to read it. Mm-hmm. I have my brownies in the oven now. I'm so happy.
Okay. So here, I'm going to tell you this. I don't know if you guys listen to this podcast. It's called Daily Beans. The women who are the hosts on it, it's all women run. They did Mueller, she wrote for a long time. They went over the Mueller report with fine-tooth comb for a long time. But their podcast, AG, who's one of the hosts, she interviewed Mary Trump last night. It's a great interview. So if you can find it on Stitcher or Twitter, it's a great interview. I highly recommend it.
I'll check that out.
I listen to that podcast every night. I love it.
What did I listen to last night? Oh, Elizabeth Cronise McLaughlin. If you don't know who she
Yes.
is, she has a podcast and it's called Flip Out. And
Yeah.
I think it stands for feminist, liberal, intersectional something. And but it was great. And she just is a brilliant legal mind that dissects our country and what's happening to it from a legal standpoint. And she's into wellness and all kinds of great stuff. She talks about self-care right now last night.
Mm-hmm.
I was folding the laundry, and it's just a great thing to listen to. So, you know, that kind of.
I want to support our women podcasters who are brilliant. A lot of them are really brilliant. So, oh, someone has a cake tester too. I know. I have it. I keep it in a cup, so I won't lose it.
I just have a good old-fashioned knife. That's it.
All right, everybody, buy us a cuppa. We're on Ko-fi, K-O-F-I. If you want to go over there, we will be listing our offerings for the book pretty soon. We worked on that pretty hard today. I do have a poll going around if you want to answer it in Corona Kitchen, what you might prefer. So feel free to go over there and look at it because we're still researching how we might do our levels.
So just go to kofi.com, coffee.com, look up Corona Kitchen, and you'll read all about us, and you'll recognize it because you'll see the chicken, the rooster. And you know, if you feel like you love what we're doing and you want to support us with a cup of coffee or more, we would really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much, everybody.
And so tomorrow, don't forget, Carl Frisch is on. We have another guest coming up soon, but Carl will be on tomorrow, so we hope to see you tomorrow.
Big name, big name coming soon.
Coming up, people. Thank you so much. Post a picture and recipe, and I'll play us out because I'm good at that.
Don't forget to wear a mask and please vote. Register to vote.
Yep. Bye. Everyone wear a mask. Manja, be safe.
Stay safe.